Okay, so hello. So today I'm going to um, explain some of the details that I have on my own birth chart. Yes, this is my own birth chart. You can see the details here. Yeah, here we go. So this is my own birth chart. I'm going to explain the thought process of how do I decide on what job I do, and then hopefully you guys can um, come to some good conclusions about certain insights about how you should analyze your own chart. So first of all, I recommend everyone to go to MTZ's website to use the calculator because this is probably the only calculator that uses actual constellation sizes. This is pretty important. I have to double check, maybe it didn't matter, but I do think the actual size of the zodiacs or constellations can affect that. Can affect from this. I'm gonna explain later why it can affect how do you decide which jobs you do. This is already gonna be important. Okay, so this is the okay. Let's discuss about second and fourth house, which is the first thing I wanted to say about it. I wanted, which are the first details I wanted to explain. So, second and fourth house are job houses, actually, according to that one, because when you see about originally when you see about fourth house is about family, right? But I think that is a slightly inaccurate interpretation. It's actually more about in the in my religion, Buddhism, when you decode fourth house, the decode key phrase for it is right action, but it's about protecting and cherishing life. So this is something you need to keep in mind because it's right action, it's opposite right livelihood, which is how you earn money in that one. But it's kind of like action is kind of like pure and virtuous, right? And so that is important. And then fourth house seems to like be more of a protective, which is kind of matches up with right action, the no killing, no harming side of things the most. So, but usually it's called right action is about earning money, right? It's about earning money righteously, right, through certain actions. So I think this is important because fourth house in astrology traditionally is about family and home, right, and roots, but it's actually not that. It's about certain backstories and then forcing you to escape physical abuse and then finding a place where you can safely um, earn your income. So I think that is the real meaning of fourth house. Now for fourth house, this is the same. The second house is also a job house which you can earn money, but it's just a normal job house which you earn money, so it's more normal. Whereas fourth house is a job house, is a interpretation that you earn money in a safe place where you can earn money. So to escape physical abuse, because there could be some emotional backstory, right? And so for my fourth house, um, I personally, you can see that here's Libra and Scorpio, which is about the decode keyword for these two. For Libra, it's right intention. For Scorpio, it's right concentration. And so, how I interpreted it is that for Libra, it's about right intention. It's about being less controversial, less disputive, and appeal to as many people as possible. It's something like Mr. Beast, right? Mr. Beast, there are a lot of his videos try to appeal as many people as possible. So I think that's how you should look at it. And so you instead of looking at Libra, right? Looking at Libra, you instead need to look at the seventh house, which is what you want to look at if there's any planets. So let's say right intention, right? You want to try to be decrease disputes, decrease controversies, and then you look at the seventh house, how you should learn to more healthily decrease disputes and decrease controversies. For example, like my Capricorn is to interacting with more people who meditate a lot on um, form kasinas, or like I want have meditation experiences on form kasinas, or some people who are more towards more platonic right speech. Interact with more people who have experience with more platonic right speech to know how do these people decrease controversies and disputes and try to appeal to masses while still having the correct belief systems. I think more important is on decreasing controversies, not on establishing correct belief systems. But they are no, these two are like an axis. They are important to each other. So this is important for me personally. I think this is worthy to keep in mind for a little bit. And so this is something like that one. For me personally, okay, my seventh house has a Jupiter, right? And so if it's Jupiter Libra, recently I have opened up a Libra debates channel which says about um, to diagnose the problem and to try to help people to give them advice in a non-controversial way. It's kind of like, okay, there were two people like Squid Games, Gi Hun and Sang Woo. Yes, okay. And then to try to accurately diagnose their problem, because I think they went into like a word fight or something. Like they went to an argument and they were like arguing with each other. I thought, okay, maybe they're both giving them each other wrong advice. So I think it's important to know what their advice they're giving, what is the actual advice they need. And so I think to I'm trying to make a diagnosis now while also give actual reasoning to not be too controversial. So I think that's important. So it's something like Jupiter Libra. When you see that the fourth house, what's your job? One of your job, it's about diagnose people and then giving them correct belief systems and then to fix wrong belief system to correct belief systems and then put it in a way that's non-controversial, which is, I will say, it's very lucky because these two are actually work well with each other, right view and right intention. But anyone can probably work with it as long as you have like these two elements. It probably will be easy to find a job because you just need to take time to you also need to take time to properly establish it as well to make sure you have that kind of stability to earn money, right? And so that's important. So let me look at the another house. How about I'm sorry. How about moon here, right? The second house. So the second house here we have Virgo, right? And this is an idea I have, right? Virgo corresponding to sixth house. And so this is a idea I have. I might want to rank tier lists about superheroes who and try to rank tier lists about how lazy or earnest they are at using their psychic powers or superpowers. Are they like just try to appeal to masses, or are they like actually lazy, or are they not lazy when it comes to using their psychic powers? So I think that's something to consider when what about what content I want to do. I'm actually also a YouTuber. It's kind of hard to find other jobs because of how specific my jobs are. Maybe you guys don't have that kind of problem, but maybe I do with my kind of like star patterns. So for my jobs, they are more specific. So for Virgo, it is about right effort. It's about lazy and earnest, right? And so, but right effort is not about what the normal, literally, like how it was meant to be, right? Right effort, if you go to Buddhism, it's about these four types of stuff. Hold up. Yeah. Okay. So using a way to describe it, it's about Omnitrix is just a gadget. It is you who can decide to become a hero or a villain. So I think that's a summary slogan to sum up right effort pretty well. So this is something to worth taking note into for me personally, but maybe for you guys as well. So for Virgo, right, this is about right effort, it's about diligence and laziness, right? The contrast between diligence and laziness. Whereas for these guys, Uranus is about right speech, it's about relationships, interactions, but it's also about ideals. So it's kind of like more like a superheroes or psychic powers, right? Because speech is also about body language. So I think that is my way of looking into it. As for this one, is right intention, which is also appeal to masses because it's also like Libra Venus, but it's also right action, which is also more towards something more towards protecting high value stuff, right? High value stuff or high class stuff. Right action, Taurus, the Venus, and then Neptune is more towards right livelihood. Now I cannot analyze into all of them because it is just like I don't really know the other two, but I know Uranus is superheroes. So ranking superheroes is kind of a good theme for me to explore. Ranking superheroes and how they are diligent or how they are lazy at using their psychic powers is probably a good way for me to have the direction to do this kind of content. So this is the second job I was considering. There are of course other things, this is kind of the cluster, not maybe not just ranking superheroes and how they're diligent in using their psychic powers, but I'm not gonna talk too much into that because we would take all day, like we would take too long, the time. Okay, so how about Scorpio in 8th house, so it's correspond to 8th house. So for this specifically, this is kind of very more niche. I don't think this is necessarily a job yet, but this is definitely something that can be considered. It's basically saying what kind of right views, not right views, I'm sorry, what kind of right intentions, for example, what kind of intentions that can appeal to masses, that's one option. What kind of right mindfulness, what kind of right effort, which is also Mercury, what kind of right effort and diligence can lead, and what kind of right speech can lead to higher forms of meditative absorption. For Scorpio, this is about right concentration, it's about higher forms of meditative absorption, or I'm just gonna say it more in a literal sense because I still don't know what that actually means. For the others, at least I have some clue. For this thing, it's just kind of hard to explain it all in one go. So I'm just gonna say it is, Scorpio. The decode key phrase for Scorpio is higher forms of meditative absorption, and I already explained these. But let's just say, which kinds of interactions and intentions and mindfulness and effort diligency can lead to higher forms of meditative absorptions, and which one will fail. So I think this is also a third form of content I can consider to do, but this is probably the least likely because this is just some kind of like maybe pure sharing. This is definitely not something that I can create a lot of traditional or traditional value, not traditional value, like conventional values, right? Yeah, conventional money, income or values. So I think that's something for me to consider, but I think that's still something that can be pure sharing. Just I probably maybe I did on a few occasions, but I probably didn't was not putting too much effort into it. I hope not. Okay, so one last thing is the second house has a Leo here, and Leo is also about right intention with Libra. There is a difference in Leo and Libra, but I can't really say for sure. This is not certain. This is my prediction. Leo is more like being diligent and earnest, and don't be greedy, and be earnest about what you want to do. And as Libra is kind of more towards like de-escalate hate as much as possible. It's kind of like non-hatred, the opposite of it. So it's kind of how I currently analyzing it, but I don't know for sure. For this part, please don't take any conclusions yet. I'm just saying these both are right intention, but how to how to differentiate which is which, I still don't have a clue yet, correct clue yet. So this is something to keep in mind. So how about Leo as a job house, and then your fifth house? Now this is the only house I don't have any planets. So you can say, oh, it's probably like, okay, it will definitely be hard. Yeah, it is definitely more difficult. And so you would, if you don't have a house and you don't have also have a planet in the ninth house, then you, so if your ninth house doesn't have any planets, then it's important that you learn from people to establish better, healthier modes of right intention to appeal to masses. So for my case, it is to either interact with people who find joy in concentration. That will help me establish a healthy mode of how do these people establish right intention, right? Also, right view, Sagittarius. Interact with people who have correct belief system will help you establish a good intention system to help you appeal to masses without losing your correct belief systems. So I think that's important. But this is a big but, because I have a Saturn in the ninth house, they actually are opposites to each other. This is a right view house, a belief system house, and this is a right intention house, a mass appeal house. So this is important. This is Saturn. It is right concentration by one pointedness. So because fifth house and ninth house are opposites, their planets also have properties of opposites. So we can say there is a pseudo Mercury in this fifth house. So pseudo Mercury in this fifth house, and it is also right effort, not right mindfulness. This one is specific for right effort. That means I use a tool that is mass appeal, that's appealing to the masses, and then use it to excavate people's strengths and skills to make them help discover their strongest potentials, and then to live their life to the fullest, so they have the least regrets in their life, both their life in normal life and in meditation life. Normal life usually more for, like, I think second house, if it's second house Leo. So this is something important, because mass appeal, right intention is Leo, whereas the pseudo Mercury is right effort, the skills and strengths. So yeah. So another thing I wanted to share is the 12th house. If you guys, I just want to share, this is probably like, I tend to have a kind of like physical discomfort when it comes to, like, physical dream to have a place where I don't need to be that sensitive to pain, which is kind of like, my daily expenses are to relieve pain, like a very even minor sores and stuff. So I think that is something that I usually emphasize on. So this is the extent of knowledge I wanted to share so far about my birth chart. So I hope you guys don't find it too confusing or too tough to understand, because there's so much to explore, right? How do you find, are they opposites? Like, can you, apply to them? Like, this is just it's not that deep, but like, maybe I just got lucky, and past lives I actually got some extra work diligence to help with it. But like, it's not super difficult, but you do need to like be very careful to not to apply the wrong information. So I think, because there's just so many meticulous detailed information, it's not detailed as in like very too annoying to like have to like, it's like 1,000 puzzle pieces, right? Instead of like, you can see it's kind of like maybe something like this is something like maybe like 30-40 pieces of information. It's actually like easy to understand, but there are like too much information, pieces of information. You need to pick it up and put it in. It's kind of like more like 800-900 pieces, but it's easy to understand once you know the basic, which planet decodes to which kind of keyword, key phrase. It is actually easy. The problem is you need to like put the pieces together, especially for different people at different charts. So I think that is something very, very, very crucial to put it into consideration. So this is the end of the video for today.